So I'm going to draw a shape here for shading the nose, and also behind the nose I want to have a shading going down this way and then go up around here and then down again, or maybe here at the end we can just close it off like that. Let's try to draw this line a bit closer. Yes, something like this. So let's see how this looks in red fill. I'm just going to erase back a little bit from this nose detail here. That's the one outside of the clipping mask. I just want to fix that. And then this shape here is inside the clipping mask. Yeah, it's starting to look better, but now we have to separate somehow the sunglasses. So what I'm going to do here is to copy this shape that we already created, Command Control C and then Command Control F to paste it in. And then I'm going to use the scissors tool and I will cut it off here and there. And then this top section we don't need, only this bottom one. And what I'm going to do is to select this shape that we created earlier, and I would like to be able to separate colors on this stroke. Now we could use a gradient on the stroke, but that would be more of a soft transition. Instead, what I would like to do is to have maybe a yellow color running along the edge here, and also different colors running on the top. So essentially I would like to be able to draw things inside that stroke and use it as a clipping mask. The way you can do this is by going to the object menu and expanding this appearance. That's going to turn the strokes into shapes as well. So if we look at this in the layers panel, we will have a compound path for the stroke that was originally the stroke. And then behind it, we have the filled shape as well as a separate path. So what I'm going to do here first is to ungroup these, Command or Control Shift G. That way I can select them individually. And once I have the outline selected, which is now filled shape, I'm going to go into Draw Inside. And then here I can just use the pencil tool and paint over this section which I want to change in color. So this part I would like to have it in yellow, and that's how simple it is to introduce different colors. I will probably have another shape, maybe draw over this section here as well, just trying to create contrast and interest. There it is, another interesting detail. I can turn off the Draw Inside mode and maybe just draw over the actual glasses themselves as well, just to create something more like a reflection type of effect, using the same red color, and then maybe some more on this side, red, and then maybe another red detail here, like that. Okay, let's take a look at this from a distance. This one maybe we can make a little bit wider, even stretch it away from here, something like that. And this one can also maybe go a little bit higher, like that. I'm just going to redraw this quickly, make it a bit thicker, like this. And even this one here, I can make it maybe following this outline here, or at least staying close to that. And even this one, I think I can make it slightly thicker, just redrawing it, or just redrawing it completely from scratch, like this. Okay, so that's getting more interesting. Now let me do the same thing here on the left side. I will again select that shape, expand the appearance, and then we can ungroup it, Command or Control Shift G, select the compound path, set the Draw Inside mode on, and then I'm going to use the pencil tool and draw a shape quickly. Fill this in with yellow. We can also maybe add a bit of yellow up here, just a tiny bit, and then deselect the Draw Inside mode, and maybe just draw another yellow shape around here. And this one, maybe we can set back a bit to go just in front of the darker details like that. Now let's just add some more yellow detail, maybe down here at the bottom. Can go maybe around here. So that's like the chin detail. Set it to yellow, send it back to there. I'm going to select the beard and just redraw a little bit of detail here. I wanted this to be a bit more sharp, this section. Then I'm going to draw another shape here. We can also introduce a new color, a color that I wanted to use. You can just have a bit of detail of that. This teal color, I'm just using the arrange keyboard shortcuts. That's these bring to front, send to back, and bring forward, send backward. So these are the keyboard shortcuts I'm using. Of course, you can also do this from the layers panel and drag objects up and down if you want. I just like to work this way. It's a bit faster. So I'm going to draw another shape here. That's part of the beard. Maybe we can also add some more detail in this clipping mask that we created earlier. So I just have to make sure I click on the edge of it and then go down in the layers panel, select the clipping mask itself and choose draw inside to be able to continue drawing in there. So I will have another red detail added here, just like that. That looks good. While we have this detail selected, so this is the face, I can also draw another shape, maybe a yellow one on this side. So let's just go down, the sharp angle. That's like the cheekbone detail I'm trying to emphasize here. And this I was meant to place in here, so I'm just going to drop it in the right group, that clipping group. Can draw another teal detail on this side. Just introduce more of that color. Maybe we can add a little bit of yellow around here on the side of the nose. I will also add an earring detail. That can be maybe white, and then maybe another line here. Still using the pencil tool, that can be this dark detail. And maybe we can still go back to that clipping mask. Select it and draw inside again using the pencil tool. Maybe I can add a bit of the darkest detail here, just a shading, just a little bit of that there. And now let's just add also some details on the hair. So for this, I'm going to use this as my outline, set the draw inside mode on, and I'm just going to draw some random shapes here, and we'll fill it in with yellow. Something like that. That's that. And there's yellow. That looks quite cool. I will turn off the draw inside mode now. I will also add some details on the neck. So I'm going to select that and choose draw inside. Using the pencil tool again, I will just draw maybe a bit of shading here with the darkest detail, which is our purple. Maybe we can add a bit more here. And then we can also draw some of the red details just coming up here. This is essentially also shading. So I'm using these as shading. That will probably set it behind the others. And then draw another shape. Considering this also as shading detail. Set it behind the other one. Can have maybe a bit of the yellow as well here. You can see I'm very loose with these shapes, so I'm not worried too much about their outline. I want to keep things very organic and simple. So this can go also behind these other details. And then one more shape in the same clipping mask. I'm just going to draw it up here and like that. Also, I want this to be red. And then we can turn off this draw inside mode and select the other main shape that we created, also clipping mask. So select that and draw inside, and I'm just going to add a little bit more of that red detail running up this way. Again, it's the cheekbone that I would like to emphasize. Let's just try it again, maybe running down here and then a sharp angle down that way. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I like this. One thing that I wanted to change is for the ear to be higher than the detail that runs behind it. That just makes more sense like that. Now let's just take a quick look what we achieved so far without the sketch, and also I turn off the draw inside mode temporarily. So yeah, it's looking good. You can still recognize the face, but I want to keep things very loose, and I think it's working quite nicely, especially once we start adding all the textures. But for now, I just want to get all the large shapes in place. So we got this far having most of the details I wanted to on the face, and now we can move on to adding more of the background details or the environment.